As we keep talking about how we can get higher and higher performing teams, we have a beautiful quote this week from H.E. Lucock. And H.E. Lucock said, "No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it." No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. Let's talk about that in the context of team. One of the things that I keep encountering as I've been working with leaders around the world, more than 90 countries that they're from so far, is that they often talk about a team when there isn't really a team by the true definition of the word. Let me give you an example. Somebody who heads up a finance operation, and they have, somebody who does receivables and payables and various aspects of the finance function. And I say to them, "So what is your team's purpose?" And they go, "Well, each one has individual purposes." "Okay, so what's your team's purpose?" "Well, it's the collection of those." And then I say, "So how does your team work together to accomplish that purpose?" "No, they don't work together at all. They each work independently." And I say, "That's not a team. It's a collection of people that doing individual work. It's not a team." Now, sure, you do get the kind of team, let's say like batting in baseball or cricket, where there are individual performances, but they're still working towards an overall objective together. And so without that overall objective, you don't really have a team. And what I found is that there are ways we can build the team idea, even if people have specialized areas. There are places where they overlap. There are places when they realize, "Oh, but now that I'm aware that this is a problem in your area, I could change something in my area that will help you," and vice versa. And this is the concept. Have this common purpose. So like this quote says, if you want to play a symphony, you can't whistle it on your own. You need people to understand what that symphony is, and that way you can work together. Recently, working with a team where they had a very specific one-year goal that was critical to the overall team, but one of the sub-teams, it was almost irrelevant to them, this overall goal. And they said, "How do we contribute? How do we buy into this?" And they started to brainstorm it, and they suddenly realized that this one sub-team that wasn't directly affected could indirectly affect the whole thing. They could be advocates, they could provide context. There were so many things that they could do, and they could also then buy in and support this thing even though it didn't directly impact them. They started to play a symphony as an orchestra. And this is the thing that we're aiming for. And we do it through little steps of improvement. We do it by buying in to a why, understanding the who, and then observing how are we going to be together to contribute this. And what do we need to keep the eye on the ball? What do we need to do to play our symphony? If you like this video, why not hit subscribe? That way you can regularly get conscious leadership updates in your YouTube feed.